This is Josiah Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera. Alright, we're talking to the council clerk in Government Square. Cyto Optionum is getting very sleepy. That happens when you've been awake for a long time. Where did you say I could find the Memovira? The clerk chuckles quietly while filling out a form. The Bloom. A moment later he adds, sometimes it seems one can indeed judge a book by its cover. He already said that. An hour? Let's hope you finish with the clerk. Right, Anonymous? You must have uncovered some fascinating stories about the city and all this paperwork. Naturally, the clerk replies, but for a moment notions of privacy and probity keep him quiet. Then one of his eyes flicks your direction, and you can see he's avid to indulge the twin pleasures of the voyeur and the gossip. There's this, from an ambassador sent to the Steadfast. He snaps his fingers, summons the dispatch, clears his throat, and reads, Today, with great ceremony, the Aeon priests buried a man said to have lived for 277 years. I asked how this graybeard had lasted so long, and was told as follows. 300 years ago, there was a painting of spectacular beauty hung in the Dirk Hall, a relic from before the Ninth World. For reasons unknown, the work was incomplete. The Amber Pope believed that if finished, it would reveal a truth about human nature that had eluded all intellectual inquiry. He proclaimed that whatever painter could complete it would receive a cipher that would enable him to live for 250 more years. Great artists flocked to the Dirk Hall to examine the masterpiece, but when they saw it, none dared lift a brush. At last, a young whitewasher approached, carrying brushes and rollers and buckets of paint. I can finish this, he declared. The Amber Pope nodded, and the boy flung an entire bucket of paint across the canvas. The blank region was filled, but the painting was splattered with white, its majesty gone. The Pope held to his vow, and bestowed longevity upon the White Watcher. He was, however, born to the torture pits below the Dirk Hall, where he remained until that very day, when at last his long life ceased. Well, that's a grim story. That didn't have the happiest ending. The clerk folds the faded dispatch, returns it to its envelope, and sends it away, saying no more. Could you tell me another story you've discovered? After Chila tore down the old ruling families, there was a time when the council stripped the euphemisms from its ledgers, and one sees such and such paid for racking a nobleman till he gave up his stash of shins, and such to settle the claims of mothers bereft of their children by rampaging mobs. He pauses. One can debate whether this is shamelessness or transparency, but it has yielded an entry of terse brilliance. A sum allotted for the assassin to dispose of said whale. Nice. He smirks. In a less literal age, said whale might have been the spendthrift scion of a mercantile clan, or a contessa of grand scale, but not here. These were funds requisitioned to assassinate a whale. No more, no less. The eye regarding you twinkles with delight. And, best of all, it seems the mission failed. One wonders, how does an assassin miss a whale? Assassinate a whale, that's pretty funny. Could you tell me another story you've discovered? Red ink, the clerk declares. For centuries, the council's amanuensis would record the council's commentary on proposed legislation with red ink. Then the draft law would be returned to the solicitors in the basement of the council tower to frame anew. He plucks an example from the air, a regulation concerning the stabling of a neen. You see? He sends it back whence it came. And then, abruptly, the annotations are in blue ink. An eye stares at you. Why? He asks, rhetorically. One finds in the criminal docket an entry concerning a solicitor executed for waste of official resources, to wit, 8,216 liters of red ink. Drowning was the sentence. The clerk shrugs. I suppose he was not drowned in red ink. This guy's actually pretty funny. He snaps his fingers and produces a thick sheaf of papers, which he thumbs through like a deck of cards. Each is covered in red revisions. Draft after draft after draft. It seems he could never get it quite right. Oh, he used up 8,000 liters of red ink just trying to write this one thing over and over. The clerk looks at you and smiles. So, no more red ink. These are great stories, Council Clerk. Could you tell me another story you've discovered? The clerk shakes his head without looking away from his work. I've indulged your curiosity far enough. I think we're done talking to him for now. Farewell. Clerk gives no acknowledgement that he heard and merely continues with his work. Alright. Sheila with her hammer. Spaceship building. Levies. Apologies, visitor. No one is permitted to enter Council Tower.
Now.
If you need assistance, perhaps our captain, Sigyn, can help. There's Sigyn right here. What does this person look like? Oh, that's the captain of the, got the same kind of armor, but without the weird hood thing. Hood helmet. Good night, Saito. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for chatting as always. We'll see you next time. Sleep well. This woman is dressed much like the levies who flank her, but unlike them, her expression is sober and alert. Her hair is cut short, the corners of her eyes wrinkled with crow's feet. A little swarm of mechanical drones circles around her, buzzing messages in her ears. She whispers replies in return, and every so often, one of them whisks away, disappearing into the city. What is it, citizen? She pauses, eyes darting to your tattoo, then to your face. No. You're the one they call a Don. I heard you were in the city. You sense a sudden wariness in her. It's been 10 years since your last visit. I was too young to know you then, but the drones remember. I'm not a Don. What do the drones remember about me? On cue, two of her attendant drones dip close to her ear, emitting a stream of raspy noise that might be some sort of language. You kept to your own affairs, but everywhere you went, the city held its breath. People deferred to you, even the ones with power and influence. You look the same as you do now, exactly the same. I want to know why, and if you don't mind telling me, I want to know what you're doing in Sagas now. I do mind telling you. Just seeing the sights. A falling star, for example. Did you arrive too late to see it, or did you land on our shores at precisely the same moment? Her tone is casual, but she watches you intently. Another drone swoops past you, stopping just short of the woman's head. It unleashes a series of raspy buzzes and squawks. She whispers something to it, then glances back in your direction. What was it you wanted? Who are you? Sigyn, captain of levies. I'm not a levy myself, but I command them. Who are you again? I'm the captain of levies. They used to report directly to a member of the council, but that made the others paranoid, so they wanted a neutral party. I was more qualified than anyone else. What are levies? She gestures at the two burly, smiling men to her left and right. They look like identical twins. Soldiers in the council's service. They keep order in the city. Her lips purse briefly, but she continues. Every citizen is required to raise a levy for the city's defense. The price is a year of their lives. We do know this already about the levies. Do your levies keep every district safe? No, she frowns. Underbelly lives under its own law. Cliff's Edge lives under no laws at all. If the levies don't keep order in Underbelly, then who does? A man called Folsom. Her expression is unreadable. I don't know anything about him. We know a lot about Folsom, because we've met him and done a quest for him. Why don't you send any levies to Cliff's Edge? Because fuck the poor. A lot of homes have been collapsing, and the city hasn't been able to help. Her tone is cautiously neutral. The council believes that the presence of levies could incite them to violence. How are levies raised? We know it's by the machine in the Order of Truth. Anyone who lives in the city can become a citizen at 16 years of age, or the equivalent if they're not human. There's only one requirement. They step into a machine at the Order of Truth, and it takes away a year of the citizen's life. It uses that year to create a levy. She lowers her voice, seemingly for the benefit of the levies standing beside her. That 1 year is all a levy gets. When it's over, they die. How are levies raised again? If you want to become a citizen, you step into a machine at the Order of Truth. It takes away a year of your life and uses that year to create a new levy. Why do all the levies look the same? They don't, but the differences are subtle. Citizens can usually tell their own levies apart from the rest. She glances at one of the smiling levies standing next to her. I don't know why they look so much alike, but they're all born from the same machine in the Order of Truth. Why do they look the same again? She shrugs. They're made by a machine at the Order of Truth. That's how they look when they're born. They don't really look the same, but the differences are subtle. The levies seem awfully happy. A smile and a pleasant demeanor could have 100 explanations, yet this whole city is fooled by them. She shakes her head. I know the levies better than anyone, so the truth is plain to me, though I'd be lying if I claimed to truly understand them. Are you sure the levies aren't happy? They only seem so. Her face is flat, unreadable. They're not. I have other questions. She nods. Go on, then. How did you become the captain of levies? Why were you qualified for the job? Most people sacrifice 1 year of their lives to become a citizen. From their sacrifice, a single levy is born. I sacrificed more. Voluntarily. I gave up more years than anyone ever has. It helped me understand the levies, and it helped them to understand me. Why would you do that? Because I wanted to serve the city. That's what I told the Aeon Priest. You can believe it if you want. It was a good enough reason for him. How did you become captain of levies again? Most citizens sacrifice a single year to create a levy. I gave more, enough to create a whole squad of levies. It made me more like them. We understand each other, and they can sense what I want them to do. What were you saying to those drones? They carry my orders to levies all over the city, and they bring reports from the levies back to me. She reaches out a hand, and one of the drones buzzes something unintelligible. A few years ago, the Aeon Priests found them buried underground and brought them back to life. I learned their language, so our conversations are safe from prying ears. What's in the building behind you? She frowns. How is it that you don't recognize the seat of government? I know you lived here for a time. To tell the truth, I've lost my memory. You've lost more than that. I've seen images of you, through the eyes of the drones. 10 years ago, you moved differently, carried yourself like a king in the steadfast. You've lost your soul, or gained one. I don't mean to be harsh. She gives you a faint smile. Thank you for being honest with me. She waves a hand at the doors behind her. The council meets in there. a representative from every slave family and from some of the guilds, depending upon who's in favor. Hardly anyone goes in through the doors, though. They're just a formality. Most people have other ways of getting inside. And out. Really? Like what? I want to get inside. I've never seen a building like this one before. What is it? They say it's a ship, built by the ancients to sail the void between worlds. Now the crag grips it tight, like an old husband holds its wife, and it'll never sail free again. Wow, that's kind of a depressing metaphor. What's in the building behind you again? The seat of government. The council meets inside. They don't use these doors, so there's no way of knowing if they're in session. Maybe the clerk can tell you. I'm not gonna say number 5 because I'm not gonna burn bread on the clerk. He seemed pretty cool actually after I persuaded him. So we're cool. Farewell. Farewell to you, whoever you really are. All right. We got a city official over here. It's my job to inspect the levies. Gods know they won't report broken equipment on their own. We've heard that before.
Sure enough.
Got a couple nanos here. You! Yes, you! Would you please tell my colleague she doesn't know what she's talking about? Numenera are not meant to be understood. They just are. Anything else is prideful nonsense. Should we carve our initials in the monuments? Shriek in the face of the unknown like baffled savages? No. Let us experience the Numenera, revel in their strangeness, but understand them? Never. Grumble, 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 grumble. What's the other nano say? My esteemed colleague is with respect an ass. The Numenera should not be left as they are. We must pry at their implacable mysteries. My colleague would have us grovel in the shadow of the past. We must stride into the darkness, defy it, name the shadows we find within. Grumble, 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 grumble. So that's the kind of conflicting worldviews within the Order of Truth. I think I agree with the second guy.
On it.
So if I had a small child, I could send them through this archway. And it would be cool. Consider it done.
Consider it done.
Right, the Order of Truth.
Why not?
That damnable woman! I'm trying to discuss a certain matter with Aine who knows, the trader of secrets. She already knows every secret I've told her. It's impossible. Maybe I should offer her... No. If she told anyone else, I'd be ruined. Perhaps if I... No, she'd only laugh at me. What can I trade her? What? I don't know, buddy. Here's a levy, though. Are you looking for the Order of Truth? The entrance is down the stairs.
One moment, and it's done.
Wealthy townsperson. Coming. City official. I can't really talk right now. The negotiations are at a crucial point. Madame Blonde is representing the slave families during the talks with the Gibra. I think the negotiations are going quite well, surprisingly. Madame Blonde is not the most patient negotiator we have. I probably shouldn't have said that. Not now, I need to concentrate. I'm discussing some matters with the Gibra. Nothing of interest to you, I'm sure. Not now, dear. Did you just call me dear? I'm too busy for a chat, I'm afraid. Dear? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? A pleasant day to you, visitor.
You won't notice I'm gone.
It's my job to inspect the levees. Gods know they won't report broken equipment on their own. Oh, we've heard that before.
Here we go, then.
How about this one? What can I trade her? What? No dialogue left behind. What do we have going on over here?
I'm ready.
This looks cool. I want to go in here. Alright, so that leads to Caravanserai. Let's talk to these wealthy townspersons. Well, it's about to... Oh, you're not the guide, are you? Damn. Cressa and I hired a guide to take us on a hunting expedition. He has yet to show his face. I had my heart set on hunting for dinner tonight. Scant chance of that now. At this rate, we're better off storming the underbelly and collecting rodents in a sack. I do wonder if our guide's been robbed and murdered. Certainly wouldn't be the first time. It's not like he called you sweet cheeks. That's true. Sweet cheeks would probably be slightly worse. Clymone is my dearest friend, but exhausting nearly all of the time. Today she's taking me hunting. Yesterday it was ruin diving. Literally. I spent all last night wringing salt water and bloody tentacles out of my hair. I love Clymone dearly, but her absolute lust for dangerous adventures is wearying at best. I suppose getting eaten by savage beasts is better than dying in bed, at any rate.
Consider it done.
Talking to all the wealthy townsfolks. We are trying to reach an agreement on spice prices. Our Vargellan friend is being difficult. We've been in negotiations with this mad... If I have to hear it explain ethics one more time, I'll hurl myself off a cliff. What in the world is unethical about price adjustment, I ask you? Now my head aches. Vargellans are so tiresome. Let's talk to the Vargellan. He's gonna say humans are so tiresome. Ah, an outsider. Good. I seek clarification of a strange matter. These humans set a higher price on Amrita before they sought a trade agreement with me. They have now lowered their prices to catch my interest. Is this not dishonest? I have asked them to apologize for their flagrant manipulation of prices. They have refused. This is a frustrating affair. I wish to be done with it. He's being difficult. They're trying to scam him. He's the one being difficult. Cultures don't understand each other. That guy's too busy for a chat. That guy needs to concentrate. Alright. Last area in Government Square is the Red Thicket. Right here. And we're gonna see what interesting things we can learn in here. What's up, Glaive? Out of the way, Scav. Ayin, who knows? These two. And Irathor Bren. This structure is made of a strange material that seems halfway between wood and stone. Alien symbols are drawn in red upon the walls. And there's faces. And there's these weird plant-looking things. Although they're probably not plants. They look like they're... Oh, maybe they are plants. Or maybe they're just modern art sculptures that look like ass. Every city seems to have some bullshit modern art sculptures sitting around in public spaces that look like ass. Why? I don't know.
Done.
Let's talk to... It's not the best time for a chat. Sorry, I'm handling multiple negotiations at once. Bit distracted. The Gibra want to proceed quickly, which is strange for them. Can't complain, though. Oh dear, you've interrupted a thought. What was it? Ah, I remembered what. No, that isn't it.
Of course.
You want to talk? Start talking.
Not really. Gibra Ambassador.
Not now, please. You look oddly familiar. Where have I seen you before? I suppose it doesn't matter. Good day to you. Farewell. Farewell.
Dear, oh dear. Alright, let's talk to the wealthy townsperson and the merchant. Do you mind? I'm trying to have a serious conversation with my doctor. Somebody's buying Viagra. I'm not well, you see, and my doctor here is helping me not be unwell. Actually, I'm not unwell at all. I'm asking my doctor something for a friend. He's buying Viagra. Cut the games. My friend's wife. She's the one with the problem that my doctor here is helping with. Yes. Look, would you please go away? What's up, Doc? Oh, hello. I'll be with you in a moment. Oh, I thought you were here to discuss my wares. My, line of specialty products. I sell, shall we say, restoratives, rejuvenators, powders of a specific nature. Viagra. I also do a brisk business in prosthetics of all shapes, colors, and flavors. Do come back anytime. Herefi. I don't know what the Herefi are. Dude, my cloak is weird looking. Fucking weird looking. Isn't this the Selkath Embassy? I don't know what that means, Anonymous. What is that a reference to? Selkath? Never heard of. What the hell is... Oh, he's a Gibra. Man, Gibra are weird. Refuse must be some other species. You can't hear a thing I'm saying to my colleague here, can you? Really, this red thicket of yours is marvelous. We haven't gotten 10 seconds of business done since we entered this place. My companion keeps making repulsive noises as loud as he can. No one reacts. This is the most fun I've had in years. I'm afraid you caught the two of us acting like children. Your red thicket brings out the worst in the two of us, it seems. The honored ambassador and I are making, noises at each other. Let me clarify. The ambassador and I are simulating bodily noises, and no one can hear us. They're over here making farts. They're over here making fake farts. That's how they're using the... Jesus. Jesus. Alright, now we got the two named people left to talk to. Ayin, who knows, and who knows what she has to say. No, let's talk to this guy first. Little fellow I like to call Irithyr Bren. You know why I call him that? Because that's his name. There we go. This slim man looks to be in good shape, and though his face remains hidden within his hood, he carries himself with confidence. His clothing exudes something like smoke that makes him look a bit like a ghost. Perhaps a man who can't be found if he doesn't want to be. Irithyr Bren, he states. Pleasure. I'm a merc. Heard of the Ianthine Spectre Company? What brings you to the thicket? He sees something in your expression. First timer, huh? Well, whatever we talk about here can't be overheard. Someone tries to read our lips, they'll get gibberish. He crosses his arms. Good place to talk business, in other words, if that's what you're here for. What's your company doing in Sagas? Negotiations, he says shortly. I'm between meetings with a few council representatives. They may want us for some, ongoing work. He shows his teeth. Bit of a bidding war going on right now, to be honest. We're in demand. Perception. There's something in that satisfaction behind that smile that catches your notice. What? What? That? Too many that's in a sentence. That's too many that's. That catches your notice. He isn't just happy at the prospect of a solid payday. It's the smile of a man who believes that everything is going according to plan. What's your company doing in Sagas again? Negotiations. Oh, he said the exact same thing. Tell me about the Ianthine Spectre Company. We do infiltration, mostly, he says, with a smoothness that implies he's given this speech before. Sabotage, assassinations, assorted hostile recovery. Sometimes the city hires us to handle local threats. Problematic tribes, roaming predators, you name it. He chuckles. Pretty quiet these days. Not like when we got started. Our first big job was a series of assaults in the Endless Battle. Have you ever assassinated a whale? Perception. His eyes flick to your tattoo for an instant. Oh, he recognizes it. What does your group specialize in again? Infiltration, sabotage, assassinations, and theft, he says as if reading from a menu. What's the Endless Battle? Really? He says, cocking an eyebrow. Alright, it's basically like it sounds. A fight that's given people like me a solid payday for more generations than anyone could count. He shrugs. As far as I heard, it's a scrap between rival factions of the Changing Gods cast-offs. What about? I couldn't tell you. Cracks a grin. Getting interested in the why of a war always ends up being bad for business. What did you do in the Endless Battle? Can't say, he says automatically. Contracts, you understand. All I can tell you is that Chalcedon pays on time, and that's more than I can say for some of the employers I've had over the years. He sighs. One of the best jobs we've ever had. Who's the Chalcedon? One of the commanders on the Changing Gods side, he says. Pays well and on time, and that's the extent of my opinion on the matter. Now, my turn for questions. It's not just a tattoo that gives you away. I know you, don't I? Where from? Fight together? Fight each other? What is it? His hand drops to a pocket near his hip. Tell the truth now. I'll know if you're lying. Let's try to remember how we know him. 70%? You can't fail on a 70%. Statistics. Told ya. Now that Saito's dread touch isn't here, we're just succeeding left and right. You focus on the man, his features, and open your mind. Can we trust them? You hear yourself say, your voice muted by the years. They're mercenaries, your companion replies. Of course we can't. That's not what I meant, you snap. Can we trust them to finish the work? If not, kill them now. There's no time for uncertainty. You return to the present just in time to hear Irithyr speak again. Well, are you going to tell me how we know each other or not? I was also in the endless battle. Say no more, he says, raising a hand. Should have known, with that tattoo and all. My curiosity does get the better of me. Farewell, Irithyr. Yeah, see you. So we learned some stuff from him. We had a memory. Every memory we have of the fucking Changing God, he is a dick. He's like the worst version of the Nameless One in Planescape Torment. He's just been a pure dick all this time. Ayin, who knows? Last person to talk to. There's some issues with the sound effects in this map. Also, where's the music? This game doesn't always have music, which sort of annoys me, because I like music to loop constantly in these games, and this one does not. I only played the very, very, very beginning of KOTOR. Like, literally, just the very beginning. Like, the first half hour or something, and never played more than that. Not because I thought, oh, this sucks and I didn't want to play it. I did want to play it. I still do want to play it, theoretically, but, I got distracted playing other things at the time. Ayin, who knows? They didn't expect people to stay on one map for hours. Well, they should have expected it. It's intentional, and that room sound is muted. Ah. That makes sense, Masker Man. This woman's expression defies easy definition. It is cool and professional, but focused, interested. She nods at you and clasps her hands. Have you come to trade? Trade what? I am a knowledge broker, she says, a hunter of information. Come to me with questions, and if I have answers, I will trade them. She straightens further and blinks once, managing to make the simple action look as though it was planned in advance. My pricing is simple. A secret for a secret. The only condition is that it must be one I do not already know, and I should warn you that I know a great deal. How do I know you won't claim to know a secret you've never heard before? A fair question. If she is offended, she doesn't show it. But I don't bother with assurances. You can either judge my honesty yourself or take your business elsewhere. What's the catch? Well spotted, she says. There is one, of course, but it is hardly unexpected. Anything you choose to tell me will, of course, be traded to others in due time. A rare, slight smile graces her lips. In short, if you wish to keep something a secret, don't tell it to me. What's your business again? I trade secrets, she says. When you discover a problem that has no easy answer, I may be able to direct you to a solution. A slight smile creases her lips. In exchange for a secret of your own. Why don't you trade these secrets directly to the people involved? A number of reasons, she says, but chiefly this. I am a broker, not a blackmailer. I'm interested in exchanging secrets. Good, she says simply. What information do you need? Is someone in the Order of Truth a spy for the Memovira? Yes, she says. I can give you a name and other assorted details. What will you offer in exchange? I can tell you some secrets about myself. Would that serve? It might, she allows. What can you tell me? I'm a cast-off. Yes, she says. You are. The tattoo was a giveaway. What else do you have? I'll tell you a secret about my past. Go on, she says, her face carefully blank. I was the falling star that appeared in the sky over the city. Her gaze flickers from your face to your hair and then to your hands. Interesting, she says, touching the air above her wrist. But far more interesting for you, I'd imagine. Especially at the time. The side of her mouth quirks. Hey, Scum Save, good to see you again. I've done some save scumming in this. You'd be proud of your namesake. I don't remember an actual secrets trader in a game. Yeah, I don't either. Now, for your information, Lan Yuring has been coerced into feeding information to the Memovira. It may be worth hearing his side of the story before you report him to his superiors. Who is the spy on the Order of Truth again? Lan Yuring. That's the apprentice guy. That we were going to maybe help get into the thing. And we hadn't decided whether we wanted to help her or not yet. The Memovira is forcing him to feed her information. You made a strange gesture when I told you a secret. How exactly do you record all your information? A good question, she says, raising her eyebrows. And one I will not answer, not for every secret in the city. I want to propose something different. I'll trade you information for a secret you find interesting. Genuine pleasure warms her face. Agreed, she says. What do you offer? I'll tell you a secret about my past. Making yourself a target for 2 XP? Great value. I'm already a target. Actually, let's talk about a different kind of secret. Would you accept secrets about Sega's cliffs? Of course, she says. If I don't already know them, of course. Oh boy, do I really want to reveal these things? I really want to reveal these things. Mallet, one of the Dendra, killed and ate someone who stole from him. She says, touching the air beside her neck. From what I understand of the Dendra Ohur, that's hardly murder from their point of view. It is merely... She pauses. Impolite? Still, that's useful information. Now, for your interesting secret. She traces the corner of her lips thoughtfully. Ah, yes. The construct known as Master Artisan has been able to repair its eyes for years. It prefers to be blind. Wait a minute, I knew that. I knew that. That doesn't count. I want a real secret. Telling this person the wrong things, I'm guessing, will turn other NPCs hostile in time. Probably so, Scum Save. Probably so. I want to trade information for another secret you may find interesting. A couple in Circus Minor adopted an orphan named Jerem. The boy is from the distant past. Ah, she says. From the House of Empty Time, I would imagine. Poor child. She touches the air beside her ear. Now, for your interesting secret. Traces the corner of her lips thoughtfully. Perhaps this. The Memovira is closing her hand over this city. Anyone who does not already work for her soon will. She shrugs. Unless something changes. It usually does. I doubt if having that haggling feat would do anything for you here, Anonymous, but I could be wrong. That'd be interesting if it did, though. That'd be really cool. But it seemed like it was just a mechanical thing, not really a storyline thing. Let's try one more. Dude. What's her name is gonna be pissed at me for revealing this secret. I probably won't even do this. I'll probably reload, but I want to know what she's going to tell me. Hold on. Here was my thought on the boy. Nobody's going to find that out. First of all, the only people that it's relevant to are the parents and the boy. The parents already know, and they said they were going to tell the boy eventually. Is that boy going to come here and talk to Ayin who knows? No, he's not going to come here and talk to her. And frankly, anybody that she would talk to isn't going to give a shit about that secret. Like, that's not secret that's valuable to anybody. So who's going to come to her, get that secret, then go talk to the boy and tell him? Nobody. Like, that secret isn't going to go anywhere, is what I figure. Just because it's not relevant to anyone else. So that's why I figured it would be a harmless... They asked you not to tell anyone... No. They asked me not to tell Jerem. I said I wouldn't tell him. I did not say I wouldn't tell anyone. If they wanted me not to tell anyone, they should have been more specific. I'm probably going to reload anyway, though. I just want to see what she says. The anechoic lazaret in the reef can be opened with the eye of a Malox. Her eyebrows rise halfway towards her hairline. Very useful, she says, swiftly tapping the air over her breastbone several times. Fascinating. Think someone's gonna murder the boy because I'm a gossip? Oh, that would suck. That would suck. Now, for your interesting secret. She traces the corner of her lips thoughtfully. Of course. My sources say that the visitant Pelii has been lining her pockets with the proceeds from sticker eggs. Right, that's interesting, but none of these secrets that she told me were fucking useful in any way. Well, I would learn I do want to learn the consequences of actions that I actually want to do. But I don't actually want to... I mean, I might trade one of those secrets. I don't actually want to necessarily tell those things. Just gonna go through this again real quick. Like, I do want the Order of Truth a spy thing. This is one that I'll actually do. Because that's actually real information. Which secret do I want to trade for it? Oh yeah, I'm going to tell on Mallet, though. I don't care about giving away Mallet's secret. And I think my character would be fine with trading the secret of being the fallen star. So we tell that secret. And then the only other secret I'm going to tell her... The stick of eggs embezzlement thing might be useful. Could allow you a dialogue option to strong-arm that person. The thing is, that person has already disappeared. I've already met that person, done their quest, talked to them, and they left. maybe if I hadn't done that yet, it would have been useful information. But I don't think I'm ever going to see Pelii again. So I'll keep Jerem's secret. I'm definitely not going to tell the Anechoic Lazaret secret. I'll tell Mallet's secret, though, because fuck Mallet. If he's pissed about it and wants to come after me, let him. Alright. That's it for now. Very well. Is our business concluded? Farewell. Now I gotta go talk to him. Because I just found out some shit. Oh, even the music stops when you go in there. I see. That is a deliberate effect. You could hear the, like, sealing off of the sounds. Yes. It's funny that it even affects the game music, though. Alright.
Alright.
We're gonna go in here and we're gonna talk to Lan. Salamari. Did we have anything else we needed to talk to him about? I don't remember. Oh! Yeah, I don't want to tell him that right now. Oh, this is all ground that we've trod before. Okay, no.
All right.
I'm gonna talk to this kid. He rubs the ovoid implant on his forehead with his thumb, thinking. It takes him a few moments to realize you are there. Oh, hello. Let's talk about helping you become an Aeon Priest some more. Yeah, we've been through this before. What sort of discoveries will help you again? It has to be a solution to a mystery or a problem that no one solved for years and years. So I don't think our thing about the murder will really help him. I can tell you who was killing people in the underbelly and how. Actually, hold on. I don't want to tell him that right now. I'm still looking for something that would be useful to you. Oh, by the way, I know you're a spy for the Memovira. Didn't see that coming, did you? Bam! Blindsided him. Made him think I was there to talk about helping him, and then boom! Got him with a sucker punch with this. What's he gonna say? How did you... He begins, clutching at his trembling fingers. No, it doesn't matter. It's true, but it's not what you think. He sweeps the room with a terrified look and continues in a whisper. I needed money for my work. The Order doesn't pay for anything besides basic living expenses. One of the Memovira's people came to me and offered me money for a favor. I took it. Of course I did. This game is very much about secrets and plot discovery. But when they found me the next time, they didn't want me to make or study anything. They wanted me to spy on the Order. His lip trembles. I said no, and they hit me over and over. And every time I woke up, they hit me again. Beat me until I said yes. Let me help you. No, he says, blanching. If they find out that anyone knows or that I'm hiding anything from them, they'll kill me. They said so. Well, Ayin, who knows this, and she's telling anybody that walks up, so I don't think this secret's gonna stay secret for very long, pal. I don't deserve to be a priest, he says, gripping his knuckles until they show white through his fingers. But I've worked so hard. Please don't tell Min what I've done. Boy. Remind me what that implant on your forehead does again. Keeps me awake so I can study longer, he says shyly. What's your area of study? He's trying to create an artificial intelligence to figure out all the Numenera, right. I have some questions about the Memavira. His eyes go wide. Please keep your voice down. Have you met her in person? Only the first time, he says, closing his eyes. I hope it's the last. You hear things about life in the bloom, how ruthless the people living there are. He swallows. She's worse than anything you can imagine. Tell me why you think she's ruthless. It's not what I think. It's not a theory. I've seen her at work. He covers his eyes like a child. When I met her, there was a man chained to a table between us. One of her torturers, I suppose, was working on him, peeling his skin away strip by strip. He screamed and screamed, but... He rubs his eyes. She waited for the silence between the screams. She never raised her voice, and she never explained what the man had done to disappoint her. I think she had just decided to combine 2 appointments, mine and his. That is pretty intimidating. That is pretty fucking intimidating. When you're having a dude, when you're just casually having a dude flayed in front of you while you have a meeting with somebody. That's some solid intimidation right there. Gotta hand it to her. What's your opinion of the Memavira again? She's frightening. Ruthless. Why do you think her people came after you? It's not just me, he says. I'm nothing special. She wants control over everyone. He grits his teeth. I was just an easier target. His eyes move from you to Matkina. I know who you are, of course. She's still looking for you. I'll have to tell her... Go ahead, Matkina says lazily. I've been planning to pay her a visit. Ah, so Matkina's wanted by this evil crime boss person too. Let's talk about something else. Good, he says, exhaling. So now I have to decide what to do with this guy. Do I tell on him? Do I keep his secret? Do I help him become an Eon priest? Boy, it's tough to decide. I don't know what I want to do about him. Honestly, in my opinion, fuck the Order of Truth. I'm not all that into them. So I don't feel like some kind of loyalty to them that would cause me to need to tell them that they're being spied on. On the other hand, I could get some favor by telling them. On the other hand, I'm not really that kind of a ruthless person. I mean, my character isn't. On the other hand... You should have gotten an implant off him for revealing the first secret. Nanma says use him to infiltrate House Bolton. Well, see, I wish there was options like that. Definitely, it'd be cool because I'm interested in getting involved in this Memavira situation. I think I will later in the game though, because I happen to know, because they showed it off extensively in promo screenshots and stuff, that we are going to the Bloom later in the game. And so she's the one running the Bloom, so I'm sure we'll meet her. Alright, let's talk about helping you become an Eon priest once more. I can tell you who is killing people in the underbelly and how. Oh, he says, alarmed. I mean, that's not the kind of discovery the Order's looking for. They're more interested in ancient mystery. Artifacts. He licks his lips nervously. Alright, so if I've discovered... So for now, we're just going to leave it alone. We're not going to tell on him. And we're just going to go. We're just gonna leave it alone for now. It's not like it's a quest. We don't have a quest. If I had a quest, fuck them. Because, you know, hashtag I had a quest. But I still have a number of things to do around town. So now I have fully explored Circus Minor, Underbelly, and Government Square. That means I have to still to explore Caravanserai and Cliff's Edge. I think I'm going to go to Caravanserai next. Because I want to save Cliff's Edge for last.
All right.
And that's going to do it for this episode. Weird pod thing. I want to find out what that thing is. This is cool. I like this area. So I haven't done anything here except for this thing. I did this thing here. I came out the cave and did this thing. And that's all I've ever done in this zone. Everything else is going to be untouched. So I'm going to save the game again. Then we're on number 12. I don't think I am an analyst because I haven't rested. I haven't rested. So technically no time has passed as far as the game is concerned. Alright, that's going to do it though. So thanks for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera.